Hello, everybody. My guest today is Tom Axbey. He became president and CEO of CloudHealth Technologies in September of 2017. A veteran software executive, he was formerly CEO of venture-backed Rave Mobile Safety, where he spearheaded the turnaround, growth, and acquisition of Rave by a leading West Coast growth equity firm. Tom, are you ready to take us to the top?
Sure, absolutely.
All right. Tell us about CloudHealth. What are you guys doing? How do you make money?
How do we make money? Okay, so the company was founded 5 years ago, and essentially the cloud is the fastest growing computing paradigm probably ever. Okay, it's transforming businesses at an unprecedented rate. So people are moving to the cloud because they can accelerate the development of new applications. And as they do that, it becomes very complex. The great thing about the cloud is ease of use and spinning up instances and compute power. The bad thing about the cloud for users is the ability to manage and govern that. That's where we come in. We've got a whole cloud management platform that allows finance, engineering, DevOps, and IT to really get arms around the visibility, cost management, security, and governance of their cloud infrastructure.
Okay, so this is Cloudera, Cloudability, this kind of space.
Cloudability is, and those products are more like tools. We're more of a platform approach.
Okay, so is that code for your more enterprise?
Exactly. I think we're more enterprise. We're more multifunctional. Okay, so a tool approach is when you're doing one particular task for one particular persona. What we are really is doing multiple tasks for multiple personas, and we're aggregating all that data. So the executive purview, you've really got insight into your whole organization.
I see. Okay. I don't want to go down every kind of customer cohort, but on average, what's a customer pay for the platform?
A direct customer will pay probably, say up to anywhere between 50 and $1 million per year. And a customer through a partner will probably pay anywhere between 10 and 50K a year.
Okay, so is it fair to say 50,000 is a fair average?
I think that's a good ASP, early ASP.
Yeah, and then obviously I'm sure you have expansion and things like that. We can talk about that later.
So.
Okay, put all this on a timeline for me. So you joined in 2017. When did they launch?
The company launched in 2012.
2012. Okay. And then fast forward to 2017, you pursued them or they pursued you, or you came in with a venture round? How'd that work?
Yeah, essentially what was happening was the company raised a round of $46 million in their D round from Kleiner Perkins and Sapphire Ventures and Scale Ventures and the current investors. At that time, the current founder and CEO, Dan Phillip, decided he wanted to become chairman of the board and move out of day-to-day operations because he obviously taken on that money meant that it was going to be a longer runway, potentially an IPO, and he wanted to go and pursue other interests. So they opened up a search. I knew a couple of the investors already, and I was coming off the success of Rave selling that K1, so the timing was perfect. I know the space very well. I've sat on boards of other cloud companies, and I knew the whole management space very well from my time at Micromuse and IBM. So it really was sort of perfect timing. So I came on board then.
And was all that 46 million, was that all going towards operations or was part of that a secondary for early folks?
No, it was all going to operations.
It's all operations. Okay.
Yeah, it was all operations, yeah.
And so total funding to date is how much?
86 million.
86. Got it. And so you joined in 2017. You probably had a lot of opportunities on the table. You're just selling this last company. You mentioned the board seats. You're familiar with the space. Again, any other reasons? I mean, you had any options really to go anywhere? Any reason you chose specifically to go and jump into this company?
Sure. There's actually multiple reasons. Number one, I've always believed the best money goes to the best. The best companies go to the best money, right? That's why you see people like Kleiner Perkins, Scale, Sigma, and 406 have repeat victories over and over again. So the caliber and quality of the investors was very important. And I wanted a company, obviously, where they had demonstrated ability to attract top talent, and CloudHealth had all of those.
Okay, so I want to talk about the team here in a second, but first, so what have you scaled to in terms of total customers using the platform?
We have over 3,500 customers on the platform today.
Okay, and just to be clear, that's not like a freemium model. Those are all paid customers.
Those are all paid customers.
Okay, that's great. And the team size that supports those folks, walk me through the team size today.
We are just shy of 300 people on a global basis.
Okay, so Boston, I assume, is headquarters, or where's everybody based?
Yeah. Boston's headquarters. We're about 240 people here.
Now, very good. Now, if I take that ASP you gave me earlier of $50,000 and multiply it across the 3,500 number customer count you just gave me, that puts you at like 15 million bucks per month right now on revenue. Is that generally accurate?
No, and I knew you were going to do that. Those count customers acquired through our MSP channels. So we've got 130 MSPs, which are managed service providers on a global basis. And typically they'll be going after SMB businesses, although they do have some large enterprises. So that skews the ASP.
I see.
When you see the total number of customers, if you're trying to figure out what our revenue is, I can tell you it's roughly between 50 and 100.
Okay, fair enough. So good. Between 50 and 100, that's a fair enough range. Now, and so Reuters reported that the price was about $500 million. Is that generally accurate?
I can't say yes or no to that. You know that. But
well, where'd they get that number from? Reuters, they do research. They don't just make stuff up.
Yeah, they probably got it from someone in the VC community or someone. I don't know where they got it from. They certainly didn't get it from us. The deal hasn't closed yet. It closes in early October. I can say that it was a very healthy multiple by every stretch of the industry's imagination.
Mm-hmm. Now, are obviously deals like this? There's components of upfront plus earnout plus key executives staying on. Do you see yourself with VMware for a couple of years after this, or are you going to jump into a new opportunity like you did with your last company after you sold it?
No, absolutely not. No, I'm all in on this. We've got a terrific team there. The team is staying here, and we really want to build this as a core business unit for VMware moving forward. That's what.
Yep. Okay, I want to dive more into kind of customer growth, especially related to expansion. So take me first. You said you're doing between 50 and 100 million when you were just obviously acquired. Take me back a year before that. So what were you doing, call it August 2017 in terms of run rate?
I mean, you can think of our business as growing 70%, year over year on new MRR.
Yep, very good.
Obviously, revenue trails that, so.
Yep. When you look at and you break down the revenue growth, obviously some of that comes from new customers, and then a lot of it probably comes from expansion of past accounts as well. When you look at your net revenue retention annually, I assume you're above 100%. How far above 100%?
We are about our net churn is around. I think it averages out about 104, between 104 and 110%.
Peel back the onion there for me on net churn, or on net revenue retention. So net, obviously, you're well above 100%. When you just look at gross revenue churn, are we talking 5% a year, 10% a year? What is that?
We're talking less than 4%. So it's like 3.9, 3.8%.
Okay, that's pretty good.
It's very good. I mean, we have churn through our customers, and so actually it'll show up as churn, but also show up as net new business as well.
In a different channel. And when you look at, leading a company, you need to obviously determine how aggressive you're going to be in terms of customer acquisition, which we can measure via payback period and CAC ratios. So what are you spending to acquire? And let's just assume a $50,000 first year ACV. What are you willing to spend to acquire that kind of customer?
We're willing to spend up to 50% of the new ARR the customer for the first year.
Okay, so that's pretty helpful. I mean, that people would actually say that's not that aggressive considering how much you've raised. A 6-month payback. Most are at 12 or 24 months once they raise significant capital.
Absolutely, yeah.
So why not be more aggressive?
I think we're aggressive in our global expansion.
Mm-hmm. No, but on the channel side, I imagine you're paying some kind of kickback to those channel partners, right? Or no?
Well, we've got market development funds that they earn, so that's what they do. So yeah, absolutely, we'll invest them. We've got co-marketing funds, but we can extrapolate that across multiple partners as well.
Sorry, explain that. Co-marketing funds. What do you mean by that?
So basically, they can earn co-marketing funds by a certain number of customers they bring on, or number of leads they're bringing into the system, and we'll help them close them. And they can earn development funds, yeah. And
does that look something like, okay, we'll pay you 30% of ACV as long as that customer stays active with us in perpetuity, something like that?
No, not so much that. Basically, what my market development funds are is co-marketing funds. So they want to do an event. So say a partner says, okay, what we'd like to do is host a movie night for the Star Wars premiere, invite all our customers. We'll say, okay, great. We'll let you use your marketing development funds, and we'll pay 50% of that. So
there's no kind of direct fixed kickback that hits your gross margin on these accounts that come through channels.
We don't like the words kickback. No.
Yeah. By the way, this isn't about HubSpot built their whole business on value-added resellers with you call it kickback, affiliate fee, payback, whatever you want to call it. Right. Bribe. No, just kidding. So now that you're obviously part of VMware, I assume you guys are in the actively already having due diligence, built out pro formas in terms of your ability to cross sell what you have with their base and vice versa. How do you go about executing against that plan? What's the first thing you're going to do once the deal closes?
Well, the first thing we do when the deal closes is we've already got integration talks. So we've got a whole methodology where we've got leaders for every functional organization.
So, Tom, very good. Let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
Well, right now I'm reading Straight Talk for Startups. It's written by And it's just 100 insider rules that are very digestible and easy to read.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
Well, right now, I'm very fond of John Chen.
Number 3, what's your favorite online tool for building your business?
LinkedIn.
Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
4.5 to 5.
5. Tom, that's nothing. How are you alive?
Well, I mean, I may not look it, but I'm only 25, so, you know.
All right. So what's your situation? Married, single, kiddos?
Yeah, kids and everything. Yeah, not married. Was married. Two kids.
Not married, 2 kids. And how old are you, Tom?
54.
54. Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
Just that you should travel at every single opportunity.
Guys, travel the world. Coming from CloudHealth Tech CEO, joined in 2017. Tom, the company was launched in 2012. They now serve over 3,500 paying customers, doing north of $50 million in terms of run rate. $86 million raised. Recently sold to VMware for what Reuters reported was about $500 million, growing 70% year over year between 2017 and today. Net revenue retention over 104% annually. Again, tied really to cloud spend, which is great. When you peel back that onion, gross revenue churn is just about 3.9% annually. About 300 employees based between Boston and other remote locations, willing to spend up to 50% of first-year ACV to acquire the customers. Tom, thank you for taking us to the top.
Thank you very much. Appreciate being here.